Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. It is time for, yet again, to bring you another obscurity in literature. And this one, my goodness, is not actually in Japanese for once. And it seems I've got special guests entering the room. My wife's dogs are incessantly bothering me for dinner, even though, due to the time change, it ain't time, dogs. So I'll see you. Go lay down. Yeah. I'm not putting them on camera because if I pick them up, they're going to snap at me. Like, no one's allowed to touch, especially the male Chihuahua, other than my wife. But anyways, that's a whole other story for a whole other time. Today we're going to look at the art of D.E.C. Who is D.E.C.? If I remember, it is David Eduardo Cassano. I know it's on the inside, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Anyway, this is kind of a cool book because it's one of those things that got to me in a very obscure way. I had the artist here recommended to me by a partner of an ex-student who is familiar with what kinds of visual taste I have and what interests I have. And my goodness, were they spot on. The thing I really enjoy about his work is it's got this almost like a 70s Metal Hurlant heavy metal vibe going for it, which to me is fantastic. I mean, just the cover alone, is already very different. And the fact that those are his arms, I thought was kind of a cool touch. And you can't really see the whole thing on the cover, but it is in there. And so, as I pop the book open here, it's a nice sized book too. I was right, David Eduardo Cassano. I am right, D.E.C. Anyway, this book is courtesy of all of his work in the last few years. And what's kind of interesting is each of the little sections has a nice blurb translated into English. Originally, it was in Italian. Obviously, that's where D.E.C. is from, so that kind of makes sense. I'm assuming that you can get an Italian copy out there still. But there's a quick little story in here, some short comics, and right off the bat, I mean, instantaneously, my mind is transported back to like 1983, 1984, sneaking a look in heavy metal magazines after dinner with my parents at the local newsstand. And to me, that is like one of the ultimate compliments because it's just that style of art, and I'm absolutely here for it. So, one of the nice things about this book is you do get full page illustrations of everything. That's kind of one thing that annoys me with art books is when things get kind of shoved and squished onto the page and you don't really get a whole lot of room to appreciate it. And personally, I like that kind of stuff. You do get a mix of this is like all the political stuff, and I'm sure some people are going to have issues with, so I'm going to skip over that. It is in there. But the more kind of psychedelic, crazy fantasy stuff, very otherworldly, almost Jim Woodring-like, I love that stuff. I've been on a bit of a kick with these Japanese artists that do a lot of this kind of average, everyday, reality meets kind of crazy fantasy stuff. If you're ever curious, I should have some videos on that, and I should have some more. Also reminds me of like early Mobius stories. There's that one that was in the back of Arzak. Gives me a bit of a Kill 6 Billion Demons vibe. Giant cityscapes made out of faces. Just fun, weird stuff. And I'm always here for that kind of art. You get a whole thing on spiritual machines. And I'm obviously super just bouncing around through the book. Personally, I really like this kind of stuff. Very straight colored line work. And the gods and goddesses section. Again, some fun, nice, bizarre, out there work, which I'm always appreciative of. And one of the funny things, besides the fact that you get a nice section by section listing of what all of the materials are, when it was made, how large it is. In the back there is a big supporters section where, funny enough, I see a name that looks mighty familiar there. Like, I just gotta, oh yeah, I wonder why. No, that is not my given name, but you better believe that anytime I get any of that kind of stuff, High Lord Tamberlane is showing up. And interestingly enough, if any of this looks like something that might be of fancy to you, I do know that the book here is going to be getting a reprint. This is the original Kickstarter one, like the signatures and all the fun jazz. That I think one of my kids snatched the stickers that came with it and some of the bookmarks, but those are mine and I'm going to fight them for it. There is a new printing, I believe, coming, and there are links for it on their website, which obviously we will have listed down below. So in addition to that, I do believe there is a new book coming from D.E.C. So if you're kind of curious about this style of stuff, something to look forward to. So with that said, then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.